It's time for cleaning up clay materials. So first thing, you want all your clay to go on your banding wheel. Anything you're saving, plus any extra clay that you have. You need to get 2 damp paper towels. Make sure you get them wet. Okay, you want to squeeze the water out. Want them to be damp, not just dripping wet. If these are way too wet, then your clay is going to be really sticky the next day and be very difficult to work with. So you want to open these up. You want to kind of just drape them over your clay. And then, okay, you want to go ahead and put your banding wheel back inside your plastic bag, like this. We'll start at the bottom, and very carefully make sure all the air is out of the bag the best you can. You want to twist it around a couple, 2 or 3 times. You want to tuck it underneath like this. Make sure your name tag shows with your sticky note and your name on it, and then this will go over in the corner of the room. Next thing, you want to go ahead and clean your table. You're probably going to have some clay on your table like this, especially if you're rolling out coils. You have to do coils on the table. Can't really do those on your banding wheel or on your plastic bag. So we don't want to leave this kind of clay all over the table. So what you do first is get a damp sponge, and you are going to pretty much just re-wet the clay. So you want to go and take the sponge, go over your part of the table, and what that does, it re-wets the clay, but it also smears it around. So then the next thing you do is you need 2 dry paper towels. Take your paper towels, and then you want to go ahead and dry the area while it's still wet. If you let it air dry, then when it dries, it's going to leave the clay smeared all over the table. So the paper towels remove the clay. The sponge just kind of re-wets the clay. Okay, so all the clay is off the table. Next thing you do with the blue bowls that are set up over here on the counter, you take your tools, you come over here to the blue bowls, and you want to make sure all the clay is off the tools. And you can actually use the toothbrush to make sure all the clay is out. All right, make sure the teeth are clean back out of the wooden modeling tools. Clay is off the fettling knife. All right, same thing with the blue flexible rubber rib. Make sure the clay is off of there. Okay, make sure it's also on these orange rulers that we're using. Okay, and when these are all cleaned up, then these will go back over in the container on the table over here in the corner of the room. Put them back over there. You don't need to dry them off. They don't go in the sink. And the purpose of this is so we don't get clay in the sink. Clay in the sink can clog up the drain. So we want all the extra clay to go in the blue bowls. Your little water bowl at your table for using with the tools and scoring and slipping. You come over to the sink, put your hand under it. So the water is going in the sink, but the last part of the water and any little pieces of clay, make sure you get those into the blue bowl. Okay, you might need to kind of clean it out just a little bit, and this will go over in the other container that's over there on the table in the corner of the room. And that's pretty much it. Then if you want to wash your hands when you're done, you can do that. All right, but it's really important we don't get any clay in the sink. This extra clay goes in the blue bowls. And so that is how we want to get everything cleaned up.